Welcome back to the Gentleman Ultras podcast with Christopher and my good old self. And how are we doing today?
I'm all right. Yeah, it's everybody else.
Yeah, is everyone else? Did everyone manage to get back to work and digest the panettone? And they've even taken, I'm hearing now, that the Christmas decorations are down in the Piazza Duomo, apparently. So,
Okay, well, we're past 12 night, so it should be. I mean, mine came down on the 31st before I went out for the evening, so mine
yeah,
were well down before. I didn't want to be waking up the other side of the new year with still thinking, oh, I've got to get Christmas down and shift this hangover. So we did ours earlier.
27th of December, but we'd had them up since like November, something or other. So, anyway,
Yeah.
it's been, I think looking at the schedule and everything over Christmas, I was saying this the other day to you, but remembering back when it was all the winter breaks, and I always was fine. I always remember thinking every single year when it was the winter break, I wish I'd have taken the Wednesday off because there's always those midweek games, and I've got some quality memories, or at least work from home. But when the games are here, there, and everywhere, I completely lost track of this year. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was a weird one, wasn't it? Just waking up. There just seemed to be football on constantly, because especially in England as well. There was just, matches going on constantly. Every day felt like it should be Saturday because there was matches. But yeah, look, it is what it is. We're back together. We're back to normal now. And actually, tomorrow, Saturday, there is no game for my team, Gillingham. So we're not in the FA Cup, so we don't have a match. So we've come out of Christmas into a weekend, and there is no match.
Well, he's certainly one on there. We'll talk about it in a bit, but he's certainly one on Sunday, isn't there? Going to be
There's a very big one on
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, we should start with the title race, really, shouldn't we? Because it's.
I think so.
I think as Inter fans, we definitely want to talk about it at the moment, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously for people who don't know, Milan dropped points last night in a crazy game, a missed penalty, which Daniel De Rossi, apparently, I don't know if you've heard this, said it was his fault. He says he sees him take him in training all day, every day. So he told him he could do it, and he missed, so to take full responsibility. But Milan, luckily, and it was, and that's no disparaging comment, Inter have been poor at times, were lucky. And then obviously the carnage that was the Hellas Napoli game, Napoli-Hellas, sorry, with was it a handball, wasn't it a handball, and should Hellas have finished that game off in the last minute?
Listen, I don't want to see Napoli winning matches, but that goal should have stood.
He was. And another great comment from Conte on the Højlund's situation, saying if Højlund's going to play in this league, then he now needs to amputate his arm. I thought it was a brilliant Conte quote.
It's very Antonio Conte, isn't it? Because it involves violence, yeah.
Obviously. So is he going to be violent this weekend when he visits San Siro then? Because it's, are you confident?
No, never. Come on. Why would I be? Listen, no, there's a few things I want to touch on. First is something Nigel Spackman said when I was watching the TNT commentary of the Inter Parma game, which was, he's won titles before, and he said, listen, these are the games you remember at the end of the season. You look back and you say, do you remember Parma when we were awful and the weather was awful and it was foggy and we still won? Yeah. So that was that felt like a big win for Inter. Inter were very good at being very good, and we get through those games like that. But against the bigger teams, or when it's a bit up against it, the struggle to get through those games with 3 points. So it felt like a big win on Wednesday. I would like to just see more of the same on Sunday. So I'm not bothered about playing Napoli and playing them off the park. Let's just win the game. I'll take another 1-0 scruffy. Everyone gets kicked all over the park and it bounces in off Thuram's arse and goes in and we win the game. That's fine. Give me that.
So on that note, I want to skip past into here, but I'd see the podcast after the Parma game for them and do some prep to be pre-Napoli. One thing I don't understand about Inter, because I want to talk about Napoli actually, is I'm the same as you, and a lot of people in your social media, you look at it, and I was trying to digest it and think the amount of shots Inter have in a game and their lack of clinical finishing shocks me. Yes, we are top of the league and 12 goals ahead of Milan. Yeah. And so where's the argument? It's I don't understand it because it makes no sense. But because if we were scoring all those chances, I mean, sure, it's a positive thing in a weird way, but it seems to be a negative.
I mean, you watched the Bologna game the other night and, we should have won that game 7-0 and won it 3-1. So, it's a funny one. It's hard to complain about the strikers when we're clearly the top scorers in the league. But when you watch the games, you think, God, actually, this should be over. You look at the games that we're saying about the big games that we're losing. If you look at the Milan game, we lost 1-0 at home to Milan. We should have been 3-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
You don't take your chances. Milan get one at the other end, and however fortuitously it comes about, they still score the goal and win the game. You can't really argue with it, can you?
No, completely. On a Napoli point of view, I mean, I don't know if you saw the game against Hellas. I mean, Hellas, to their credit, after their recent run, were brilliant in a way that they didn't stop. But from Napoli's point of view, are they on the bare bones? Sorry, at the moment, do they look as though they've? I mean, the papers were accusing them of obviously not having a big enough squad. Even though they won the league last year, they're talking about the fact that Inter's midfield can block out McTominay and just cut him down, and Napoli are over. And there's no plan B from Conte. Heard that before, but realistically, I still think that Napoli, an incredibly dangerous proposition, aren't they?
Yeah, they always are. But any team with Conte is a dangerous team to play against. I don't think anyone played well in the midweek games, did they? None of the top teams, certainly. Maybe Juventus probably were the only one, but even that was a bit of a gimme, wasn't it? I wouldn't be reading anything into Napoli's last results. I tried this when we played them way back at the start of the season, and they'd had a little bit of a sketchy run in the run into that game with Inter, and then comfortably rolled us over 3-1, and it was, So I don't read anything into what they've done, because I feel like this is all just mind games from Conte anyway. He's probably glad he's lost those games, because Inter will think this, and I'll come in and I'll batter them. And there's no rest on my laurels. I'm not confident. I'll take, I said to a Napoli friend of mine the other day, I said, I'll shake your hand now in a 1-1, and we'll just not bother with the game.
Yeah, it makes sense. On Juve, I think they're quietly. I mean, we did say the other podcast that they are playing. I don't enjoy watching them, but I do enjoy watching some of the players. Sometimes I think, obviously, Yildiz is fantastic. I've also about Vlahovic now coming back despite that interest from Barca, etc. But they are building something, and I don't like it. It's quiet, and the thing is, they're slowly getting there, I think, and I'm seeing a basis of a decent team, and the fact that Jonathan David the Tuto Sport especially has been going nuts about him breaking his duck. They get a few goals in there, and you can see it, can't you?
Yeah, he. That Panenka he attempted was obscene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it could have been game over for him at Juventus after that, couldn't it? But he seems to come back strong. I think Spalletti was very clever with the way he managed that whole situation. He didn't blame him. He didn't have a pop at him. He stood by him. And then in the next game, he scored one and got an assist. Did he get two and got an assist?
Yeah, he did.
He had a very good game, didn't he?
Was it not? I don't know. I did know.
I've got the table in front of me. I can have a look.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was one and an assist.
Yeah.
I think. Look, if they can have that goal scorer, if Vlahovic, what I'm saying is, if he's scoring and they get Vlahovic back, it could be dangerous there. They have got the quality, and it's starting to build.
They are, well, I've got the table in front of me. They're up to fourth. They are 6 points behind Inter at the moment at the top, but they have played a game more. I don't know. Como are only 3 points behind them with a game in hand, which is a lovely segue, because I did want to talk to you about Como.
Yeah.
Are they going to play in Europe next season?
I think as long as Nico Paz stays there, I think there's an immense possibility. I think this one for Como, and I hate saying this because, like I said to you, it wasn't so long ago. I did a bit of work with them and watched that game against Bari, and they'd already gone up by that point. And I thought, if they could just stay in there. But now with Fabregas and what he's doing, and I just think he's such an intelligent coach. I think he's going to be one of those ones we're going to be talking about for a long time in the future. I think that the branding they're doing, I get this. I know a lot of people don't, but I get the idea of a luxury brand rather than just a football club. I think they've got an identity. I think they play great football. I think, like one of the old Atalanta teams, they can interchange players into every position. Butez, the goalkeeper, is just unbelievable. And this season, I think he's been fantastic. And I just don't know. I got a feeling that they will get into Europe, but it could be one of those situations where getting into Europe could be the death of them. In the sense of they'll get pillaged after that, and
Mm.
because people will really take note of Como in Europe. So
Yeah,
that's my only
100%. Yeah.
thing. Icarus
I mean,
flying too close to the sun, isn't it?
their next game they've got Bologna tomorrow,
That'd be a good game.
who are 2 places behind them. So there's a fair points gap. It's 7 points a gap. They'll fancy that at home, I think, won't they? Then they're at home to Milan, and then they go to Lazio. They're fairly nice games coming up before they play Torino at home, actually.
Yeah,
They might fancy going on a little run here.
I think. Well, Milan, that's always going to be a bit cheap. But I think that when you look at that situation that they're in at the moment and the way that they're playing, everyone's going to be a bit cautious about going to because Bologna, like you say, not been the same in Lazio. I mean, if they have any players left after this
Yeah.
mercato, it's not really a worry, is it? Because they're going to be in a huge amount of trouble, I would have thought as well. But yeah, Como. Yeah, what about you? You think Europe?
Yes, I think certainly conference. If they can make it to Europa League, I think the Champions League probably a stretch too far. Your conference certainly, and then if they can get to Europa League, then they think they've done a good job. And then you're right, then you've got to hold on to your players. But becoming that luxury brand, that, as you mentioned, and putting money into the club allows you to do that, doesn't it? Because you haven't got to sell to buy like a lot of
Yeah,
teams are at the moment.
yeah, exactly. So, talking, I know one more thing you wanted to talk about, and potential luxury brands that aren't is Fiorentina.
Yes, I mean, are they going to be all right? Do you think?
They have to be all right because I cannot be doing with the whole entire world of football hipsters descending on Florence because they've been relegated. I just cannot do with it. I don't need people in moleskin shoes drinking craft beers I've never heard of with ridiculous
Yeah,
beards, even worse than mine, saying that
yeah.
Fiorentina, acting like it's the mid-90s. So, no, they have to stay. In all honesty, I mean, Moise Kean's got goals in him, hasn't he? I think what I've said this before, David De Gea, for me, is if he can just keep form, yes,
Yeah,
he should be
he's
a
the captain now, isn't he? So
he is.
he's so
But,
they're off the bottom now, Fiorentina. So they're up to 13 points, which
yeah,
is 3 adrift of Genoa, who haven't won in the last 5, lost the last 3. So I just don't know. They've got it in them. I think they can.
it's that thing, isn't it? Too big to go down. But realistically, and it's not really a fact. I think the way the way they play, I find them. I do find that they are unlucky. I think these would be a shame for them. They put a lot of investment. Camisso's put a lot of investment into that training ground. Probably one of the best in Europe. You look at what they're doing with the Curva Vizole, that's being really done up. If they could just stay up and just see what happens into that next stage, get a bit more investment there and just write it off as a bad season. But you are going to need Moise Kean for me and David De Gea because we're against Sassuolo. David De Gea, once he made one mistake, I still cannot get my head around how a goalkeeper with that ability, his head can go so quickly.
Yeah,
And to make basic mistakes, like I've said this before, my little 6-year-old, when he does goalkeeper training, he's told not to run across the goal. He's told to sidestep. And you've got this immense goalkeeper who's pulled out saves the week before and then against Inter. That was just obscene running across
yeah.
the goal, panicking. And it's like, it's mad. So they do need to find a bit of rhythm. And I think they've been unlucky as well, I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at their fixtures, they've got Milan at home on Sunday, which is it's a big ask, but Milan aren't playing great at the moment. But their home games they've got, I'll skip over the away games because they've got to go to Napoli, they've got to go to Bologna. But they're at home to Cagliari, they're at home to Torino, and then they're at home to Pisa, which are huge. I mean, there's potential 9 points there, and
Yeah.
that's teams that are around them. They can pick points off. So it's not over yet. It seemed like it was over a few weeks ago, but I don't think it's over yet. I'm giving them, I don't know, I might back a fiver on them to stay up. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
backing any more than a fiver, but
we
I'd
should.
have a fiver on it.
We'll have to get Giancarlo on. He needs to get him on, and he can tell us the truth because he's very good, Giancarlo. He tells it as it is with Fiorentina. Yeah, but I think they'll stay up. I think they've got enough. I definitely do. I think as well when you look at some of those, Bologna, they could do it. It's a derby. Then they've got the derby, like you say, it's Pisa, and people have been
Mm.
questioning Pipo Inzaghi at the moment. So, I think they have just when it comes down to it. But yeah, it'll be
They've got to run a games actually at the end of, I'm just looking at their fixtures, at the end of Feb, start of March. Sorry, from February. They're home to Torino, they're away to Como, then they've got Pisa at home, Udinese away, then they're at home to Parma and away to Cremonese. So that's a nice run of fixtures that, I mean,
Yeah,
if they're going to stay up, they need to get points
that's
there.
it, isn't it? Yeah.
If they don't get points there, then yeah, see you later. They've gone.
Yeah, because like you said, it's all those teams though. Again, Como, you'd expect that's to be very difficult, but they can have their off days. Udinese away. No one likes going to the Blue Energy, or I still want to call it the Friuli, because they can be
The U
difficult.
Power Stadium.
Blue Power, yeah, it's just oh god. But yeah, some of those things, it's like Cremonese. Look at them last night. You know, if Jamie Vardy's up for it, it's and Bonazzoli's up for it. It's all
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
isn't it? So
I was relieved with that. I had Vardy in my Fantacalcio team this weekend. I think I still lost the match, but I at least made it close with Vardy's goal last night.
he did well. What's that? He's 5 and 15 now, and when you think about it, his age. Don't go on about him too much, but his age, what is he, 38, playing for a team like Cremonese, who were supposed to struggle to stay up. 5 goals in
He's not
15
playing full
games.
matches either, is he? So he's 5 and 15, but he's
Yeah,
not playing full games, is he? Yeah.
exactly. He's doing
Yeah.
doing brilliantly.
Okay.
I
So
actually someone on I don't know if I can swear on it because but the someone asked me on I think it was X or Blue Sky. It's a translate. I'm not going to do it on here, but it was in Italian. So what's Italian for chat shit, get banged? So I thought that was one of my favourite tweets I've had for ages. Anyway, we'll move on
yeah.
from that one. Sorry, can bleep that out.
So yeah, before we go, because we keep this one nice and tight, I've got a little game for you.
Go
So
on.
it's called the Footballer Game, and I borrowed it from TalkSport. So normally you're supposed to compete with someone, but now you're just competing against yourself to see if you know the answers.
Sorry,
I've
Mark.
got 5 footballers here. So it's a penalty shootout for you. I'm going to go through their careers, basically what clubs they played at, and then their appearances and goals for the clubs.
Right,
And
they're
then you
all Italian based.
see if you can give me the players, yeah. So
Okay. No, are they all still playing, or is he for any son?
they are all, one of them might still be playing. I think they're all
Okay.
retired.
Okay. Go on
But
then.
to make it a bit easier for you when you first go, I've gone with Inter players, or former Inter players. So
Yeah.
I'll give you the first one. So he started his career in 1982 playing for Vicenza.
Got it.
Go on.
Joke.
I thought you might have done. He played 36 times and got 13 goals for them before he moved to Fiorentina,
Yeah.
where he scored 39 in 94, which led to Juventus taking him in 1990.
Bobby Baggio.
Of course it is, yeah.
Mark Gordon would have killed me.
Okay. So that you got that one fairly comfortably. I think this one might be a struggle to get straight away, but we'll see. So he started his career in 1997 at Internacional in Brazil. 5 goals in 45 games there, not too bad. He went to Germany to play for Bayer Leverkusen. Scored 15 in 92 before Bayern Munich inevitably took him away, where he scored 7 goals in 144 games for Bayern, and then rocked up in Milan for Inter,
to genius.
where he was a treble winner, scoring 3 goals in 96 games.
Born in 97.
Started his career in 97.
97. Is it not a forward?
It's not a forward, no, because his
Is
goal
it not
return's all
Jorginho,
forward.
isn't it?
No, it's not, no. So I'll continue. So after he'd won the treble at Inter and he moved on to Juventus in 2012, where he played 1 game, and then headed back to Brazil, where he played for Sao Paulo, then Palmeiras, FC Goa, and then finished up at Brasiliense.
So just gives 1 second of conscious time.
So started in Brazil, went to Germany, to Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, then Inter.
It's the Milan thing that should be getting there. So nice.
I mean, he's an Inter treble winner, so
Inter treble winner.
yeah.
Or Milan. Inter treble winner.
He didn't play for Milan, sorry.
Lucio.
It's Lucio. Yes, Lucio. Yeah, come
Sorry,
on.
I thought, yeah. Jesus Christ. Bloody hell.
All right, so this goalkeeper, I'm giving it away there. I'm going to say this player didn't score any goals his whole career. You know, this one's a keeper that's coming up, right? So, and it's a much shorter career. Started his career with Milan, actually, in the 90s before going on loan to Verona, then to Trento, and then Ravenna.
Right.
Transferred to... Go on.
I think I know it. Weirdly. Is it Carlo Cudicini?
No.
Oh, okay, go on then.
So he went in 1993, he got his big break. He went to Fiorentina,
Right.
played 266 times for them. In 2001, he transferred to Inter, which is where he finished his career. Played 148 games for Inter in goal. Played 28 times for the national team during his career.
This isn't Toldo, is it?
It is Toldo, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was two. I was thinking it's two. I should have had a shot at that before. Bloody
All
hell.
right, this next one is one of my favourite players that I ever saw play football, and one of the reasons I fell in love with Inter Milan as a kid, or just its culture as a kid. So he started his career in, I'm not going to give you the country because it's going to give you the answer straight away. In the 90s, playing for Danubio. He transferred from them to Nacional, where he scored 17 times in 33.
I think this is one of my favourite players. If it's
In 1997, he signed for Inter,
then it's
where he scored 50. It is Alvaro Recoba.
I think
He made his debut for Inter on the same day that Ronaldo did in 97, and he scored.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that goal. Everyone turns up to see Ronaldo. Everybody.
Yeah.
And Recoba just hits that absolute rocket.
Yes, yeah. 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, it says in his Wikipedia.
It was. They're both absolute worldies. They're just unbelievable. Unbelievable goals.
Okay,
honestly, then he goes, actually, you've got Venezia top on now. That little spell he had at Venezia as well. Just an amazing player. You just don't.
Yeah.
You couldn't play a player like that really in today's game, but he just
the maverick player. That just sort of you basically he's a passenger when you defend him, but he's 2 players when you're attacking, isn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm definitely doing this one for you next time, and we'll see how you can get on.
Okay, well, here's your last one, and this one's going to be a hard one because it's his peak banter era Inter Milan. So this player started his career with FC Basel in 2005, went to Fiorentina in 2007, where he was fairly highly rated, actually. I remember liking him when he was at Fiorentina. He earned a move from there to VfB Stuttgart in Germany, and then signed for Inter in 2013.
God.
Played it in it for 2 seasons, 42 games, 1 goal, before going back to Switzerland to play for Basel. He did have brief spells on loan with Udinese.
But no, he's blonde haired, isn't he?
He played 50 times for the national team of Serbia.
Not Barani.
No.
What was his name? Not Gresto.
No, it's not, no. I'll give you one more guess at it and then I'll give you the answer.
So he's Swiss?
No, he's born in Switzerland, but he played for Serbia.
Good God, I know this dude. It's Kuzmanovic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Zdravko Kuzmanovic, yeah.
There's a final question for you then. Who was worse, Nagatomo, Kuzmanovic, or what's his name?
Kuzmanovic is just the most disappointing because, like I said, I remember, and it might just be a Football Manager thing, but on the old Football Managers when he was at Fiorentina, he was a really highly rated player. And I remember watching him a couple of times thinking, yeah, he's got something about him. And then he just, what the hell happened?
All good. Right then. Well, looks like that's our time. But yeah, that's good. I'll get you back with next one. But excellent. Well, I think if anyone wants to pick up any topics as well, shouldn't they just get in touch? But where should they get in touch? Is this on our socials, really? I'm sure if you're
just through the Calcio blog or the Gentleman Ultra, you can find us on either.
So yeah, and we will send that. Or if anyone's got any games as well, send them our way. So
yes, that's it. Yeah, we really need more people for the games as well. So if anyone wants to guest as well, let us know.
100%. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Excellent.
I'll catch you soon. Right. Ciao for now from us.
Cheers, Rich. See ya.
Yes.